and the public by stealing a lumber truck and circling about the community.
He's been staying in the same general area, and he's been seen waving to people on the sidewalk.
Incredibly, many pedestrians are not only enjoying the show, they're actually encouraging the performance.
Traffic jam ahead. One car is trying to back up as the truck heads across the median now.
A cruiser rushes forward with guns aimed at the semi's rear tires. The bullets find their mark. But an unbelievable complication is about to turn this chase into a terrifying display.
It looks like there's smoke coming from the back of the truck.
Sparks from the grinding rims have flown up to the truck's payload, igniting the cords of lumber.
Big plume of smoke now.
Within seconds, the semi turns into a rolling inferno.
And now there's flames. The truck is on fire. This is absolutely unbelievable.
Flames race up the stacks of 2x4s, 6,000 pounds of kindling on the move. The insane heat builds to an explosive level. A burning tire blows loose and rockets down the street like an unguided missile.
Oh, look at that. It's rolling free. It's completely engulfed in flames heading through that parking lot.
The suspect continues his manic parade, as if this is all just part of an act.
This is so dangerous for everybody out on the road right now.
He doesn't realize that his lethal actions are about to reap a lethal response.
You can see a police van pulling up from behind as more pieces fly off that truck.
A white van rushes in behind the fiery fugitive. Inside is a tactical team with orders to use deadly force. As the driver tries to steer his rig across the median, the truck's exposed rims get stuck on the curb. Officers know this may be their only chance.
The van's opening up. Officers are jumping out. They're rushing towards the semi. And that one officer has his gun drawn. I think he's firing.
As bullets tear through the cab, the driver stomps on the gas, panicked and confused.
He's pulling away. They don't know if he was hit or not.
He thought this was all fun and games, but it's become life and death.
Lumber spilled all over the roadway.
He jerks the semi back and forth, shaking loose the truck's cargo as a blockade. His desperate act bought him some time, enough time to buy himself a lot more trouble.
There's a school bus ahead, and he charges past it, lumber falling off.
The dangling lumber strikes the back of a school bus. Inside, a jostled child is injured by the impact. No matter what it takes, police have to end this chase now, before another innocent gets caught in this guy's sights.
Oh no! Right on the tail of that sedan, he barely slows down in time.
They charge forward for another shot at him, but the driver veers wildly, cutting them off. Police make the call for sharpshooters and helicopters to take action.
There are several police airships closing in nearby. He's slowed way down here. Officers are holding their position, and it looks like he's coming to a complete stop now.
Police aren't sure what to make of his sudden change of heart, but the suspect has a good reason for stopping. It turns out that the tactical assault had worked. With incredible marksmanship at a full sprint, the officer hit the driver before he could pull away.
Police rush in, he's on the ground, and it looks like they've got him. He's not resisting, suspect being taken into custody.
Whatever ideas this out-of-work trucker had about show business,
one of them just gave him a high five.
His career rapidly went up in smoke.
It's rolling free, completely engulfed in flames.
And instead of improving his resume,
this lumber spilled all over the roadway.
He only built up his rap sheet.
There's a school bus.
His next performance will be for an audience of only 12 in a court of law.
Just trying to evade the officers. We do not know why he's being pursued as of yet. Some sort of failure to yield, losing control here. The sporty, it looks like a four-door sedan here, sports sedan here, on and off. That's a curb that he's bouncing up and down in the parking lot there. Boom! Again,
oh my goodness.
There's LA County Sheriff's deputies down below. I'm looking down at the park, and it looks like the park is pretty empty, which is good news here on this Thursday afternoon. Here's a parking lot here adjacent to the park. He continues to weave through this park, the high-tension wires here. He's traveling southbound. Now, it looks like LA County Sheriff's deputies have backed off somewhat. Now he's going to re-enter the street system here, and I'm going to pick up a street here for you. This is El Segundo Boulevard. Look at these people right here.
Oh, dear.
Right up there.
Oh, dear.
So he just crossed El Segundo Boulevard here, and now he is in the Rosewood area, an unincorporated area of LA County. And it's the LA County Sheriff's deputies who are the jurisdiction, the agency that manages this area,
Rick,
provides the police support.
Rick, it looks like his tire has even come undone or blown, or what is that just hanging off? Now he's going in the
part
middle.
of the ram.
middle of an intersection, who only knows whether or not lights were on or off for him. What are the rates of speed? It seems like it's been pretty erratic and pretty high.
Through the stop sign there again. Oh, yeah, he's been traveling at speeds of 50, 60 miles an hour plus. Now in a residential area. This is the Rosewood area here of LA County. We're just a bit south of that park, that Irwin Johnson County Park here. Now making a turn again. It appears that the LA County Sheriff's deputies have backed off a bit. They're really concerned about the safety of all the pedestrians. He's been weaving in and out of traffic, against traffic here. And now actually moving with traffic. Oh, look at that. Wow, those pedestrians there so close. They got to put an end to this as quick as possible. But he's driving so erratically, at least, against traffic now. And you can see those LA County Sheriff's patrol cars are coming at him
blowing
through the
an intersection. Rick, I've never seen anything like this. The way he was doing donuts in that park, going on and off, I mean, we have not seen anything like this. And this is obviously extremely high rates of speed right now on a surface street.
Northbound on Avalon now, Lisa. And to the right is that Irwin Magic Johnson County Recreation Area. He's going back into the park. Made a right turn from Avalon Boulevard into the park. This is an unincorporated area of LA County in the Rosewood, Willowbrook area, essentially just south of South Los Angeles, south of the 105 freeway, if you're not familiar with this area. Now he's just using the park path and the dirt path here to try to evade officers. We are trying to ascertain from our assignment desk, and if they have any information for me or for you, Lisa, if they can get in your ear, why this individual is being pursued. And we don't know that. All we're hearing is failure to yield. That's all we heard.
Now, it did look at one point, right before we took your shot, it did look like he had stopped. We thought he was going to bail out of the car, and then all of a sudden just took off. And again, we're saying he. We don't know if it's a man or a woman, but there was a period where the car stopped, and then all of a sudden just took off and started doing these donuts.
And he keeps going back right here. That's where he kind of stopped. He slowed down right there, at least. That's what you were alluding to right there. And it looks like he continued on. Unclear if he knows somebody there. He wants to get to that location. We just don't know. And again, I always mention that a lot of times these suspects trying to run, they're so desperate, and they go to an area that they know or try to connect with somebody. Usually, not all the time, but they do have cell phones, and maybe they're calling a friend, somebody who might want to help them out, a family member. But obviously, those family members, the right thing to do is tell him to stop, to not put anybody else in danger. And we don't know yet right now, Lisa, if anybody has been injured. The way he's been driving so erratically, it's very possible he may have collided with another car or hit a pedestrian. We don't have any of that information at this point. Now back onto the street.
Yeah, right into the middle of traffic here, going through intersections. I just set the scene for where we are again and about what time we came on this.
Back northbound on Avalon Boulevard, Lise, traveling at a high rate of speed. Oh, here it goes. Almost a crash.
Okay.
Almost a collision there. Yeah, right through the intersection there. Heading up towards the 105 freeway. It does not appear there is a ramp here at Avalon so that he could enter the 105 if he chooses. But he's traveling northbound at a very high rate of speed. He is not stopping it. And there's the 105 crossing under the 105. There's the green line there that is in the center of the 105 freeway. He continues northbound up Avalon here, now into South Los Angeles. This erratic pursuit here. We heard about it on Scanner. You did ask. I'm sorry, Lisa. We heard about it just after 1 o'clock this morning. That's when we first picked it up.
Okay, in the wrong lanes of traffic, turning left in front of oncoming traffic, just really erratic behavior, high rates of speed. And again, this makes you so concerned because you don't know if this person is on something. You don't know what they're running from. Failure to yield at this point is all we know, but why would you be behaving like this?
High speed on Imperial and Imperial Highway. I'll tell you what, Lisa, it is wide open. It parallels the 105 on the north side of the 105 freeway here through South Los Angeles. Then he will enter the community of Linwood. LA County Sheriff's deputies pursuing this suspect. Losing control. He lost control there. Let's see what he tries to do. His car is smoking clearly. It does not look drivable. This is a dangerous situation. We'll see if he does put his hands out. So we're going to widen out here. LA County Sheriff's deputy. This is a really intense part. The officers, the sheriff's deputies are telling him clearly to put his or her hands outside. And we will see if it's just the one suspect in here. Tinted windows, dangerous situation. This is where very clear instructions will be given. Okay. Once again, this is on Imperial Highway, just north of the 105 freeway in the Willowbrook area here. So let's see what happens. Now his hands aren't, okay.
Hands are out.
The hands of that suspect needs to be visible. I can't tell, Elise, maybe you have a better monitor. I'm not sure if it's a male or female, but it looked like it possibly was a female driving the car here. We'll see. Opening up the door, guns drawn, Imperial Highway shut down. It does look like it's actually a male here stepping out. Hands shown. Let's see what he does. He's got to lift those hands up. Put those hands high and turn around. That's what they're telling him right now. They do not want him to face the officer. They're going to tell him to walk backwards towards the officer. They're giving clear instructions here. These guys are trained. And this is a good point to watch this, Lise, that when we see what we've seen with police incidents across the country, this is how the LA County Sheriff's deputies do it. They give clear instructions here. If the suspect abides, which he is, he's down on his knees here.
Now,
it
Rick,
looks like,
do you notice they still have a gun on the car? Do you think there's still someone? And
they're very well. Very well could be. Again,
going to
very
check.
dark tinted windows, so they're going to check the trunk.
So this
they're
person
go
is now
around
in
to
handcuffs.
the passenger side. Yeah, and it looks like a female officer. So that is, is that a female, Lise? Can you tell? We'll push in. I know,
you know what? It's
he or she has a ponytail.
It's a ponytail. That's all I can tell.
And I did see a female officer pat the suspect down. And typically what happens is a female officer will do that if it is a female suspect. Let's widen out and make sure that we cleared the car, Pat.
You know what? It is a female. It does look to be
clear.
It
Code
does.
4. Yep.
It does look to be a female.
It's a
Rick.
female, and that's why 2 female deputies checked to make sure that this individual, this woman, was not carrying any type of weapon. Wow, what a pursuit that was. I just hope, because we got on this about halfway through the pursuit, but you saw the damage to the car. You saw how erratic this driver
and you know what,
this woman was driving.
You're speaking of how erratic it is. We're now re-racking some tape to show the ending of this chase. And this was crazy as it just careened into the side of that fence. And that wasn't even the worst of what we were seeing, Rick.
No, it was quite wild, especially through that park, through the Irwin Magic Johnson County Park there, up on the trails, the path. Thankfully, there was not a lot of foot traffic. A lot of people like to walk around the lake there, but it was pretty much empty on this Thursday morning. And again, Thursday afternoon, I should say. And again, we did not see anybody. We saw a lot of close calls. You saw those pedestrians get very close to being struck by this female driver. Again, we don't know specifically why she was lit up. All we heard was failure to yield. So maybe she was just driving erratically initially. They lit her up. She didn't pull over. And the pursuit was on. Just her inside the car.
Are we officially in Compton here? Is that where we are, or the official end of the...
We're right on the border of Linwood and South Los Angeles here on Imperial Highway, just north of the 105 freeway here. And I'll try to get a better location out my window here for you.
Well, and there were...
Yes, it's...
Like 12 black and whites right there at least. There was a huge, huge presence for this.
Look at them all. Yeah, we'll widen out there. It was quite the scene. Very erratic. Thankfully, at least, again, we did not see anybody get hit. We saw no collisions, but we don't know if that happened, if that occurred prior to us arriving on scene here.
You know what? This is our second, third pursuit of the day. It's been a little bit of a crazy day today.
Yeah, it certainly has. It certainly has. And, you know, there's been studies that when the heat is on, things like this are on the uptick, and we've definitely seen that today as temperatures rise again into the 90s in parts of Southern California. Good news is the suspect is in custody. We're going to obviously find out if anybody was injured. We'll get you a little bit more information. We're going to have a complete report on Studio 11 at 5 o'clock. But as of right now, the investigation continues here, Lisa, and this is Imperial Highway here near Wilmington Avenue in South LA near the border of Linwood, just north of the 105. And Imperial Highway is a popular east-west thoroughfare. It is blocked right now completely.
Okay. We're still waiting to find exact confirmation why they were chasing this female suspect. But again, very erratic chase, doing wheelies or doing donuts basically in a park. And luckily, as far as we know, it doesn't seem to be that anyone got hurt. But we have at least 20 black and white cars right there coming to the end of this pursuit. And obviously it happened right here as we're re-racking this video to show you when basically it was just because it crashed into the fence there. This car was going at high rates of speed, going in the wrong direction for the traffic there, busting through intersections, going up and off of curbs in parks. Really, Rick, it's been a long time since I've seen anything like this.
Yeah, quite the scene, and you can see all the damage. Look at that front. You can see that front right wheel. Look at that, Lise, how it's bent.
We gotta go. Thank you for all your.
Boa tarde, eu queria saber quantos